Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Dakota, the place where we try to figure out what companies are really saying. Today we're diving into Diversified Healthcare Trust's latest filing. It's got board elections, executive pay, and a few other juicy bits. I'll give you a hint. Some shareholders weren't exactly thrilled with how much the top dogs are getting paid. Before we start, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below, where you can discuss these filings with other investors. Scroll is a report, date of earliest event reported. Q May 29, 2025, scroll to all right. So this is a Form 8K, a current report. It's basically a snapshot of important events happening at Diversified Healthcare Trust, or DHC, around the end of May 2025. DHC is a real estate investment trust, or REIT, that focuses on healthcare properties like senior living communities and medical office buildings. They're traded on the Nasdaq stock market under the symbol DHC. One of the big things here is that DHC shareholders approved an updated version of their equity compensation plan. This is basically a plan for giving companies stock and stock options to employees, officers, and other people who provide services to DHC. The important thing is that they increased the number of shares available for awards by 3,500. That's a lot of potential stock going out. Also, the term of the plan was extended until May 29, 2035. The filing also covers the results of the company's annual shareholder meeting. Shareholders got to vote on a few key things, including electing the board of trustees, executive compensation, and that updated equity compensation plan we just talked about. Let's jump into those results. First up, the election of trustees. 7 people were elected to the board. We have Christopher Bailetto, Alan Felder, Lisa Harris-Jones, Phyllis Hollis, Dawn Neher, Adam Portnoy, and Jeffrey Summers. It's good to see who is going to be in charge for the next year. Next, shareholders voted on a non-binding advisory resolution on executive compensation. This is essentially a say-on-pay vote. It gives shareholders a chance to voice their opinion on how much the company's top executives are getting paid. This vote doesn't force the company to change anything, but it does send a message to the board. So how did the vote go? 1,062,374,000 in favour of the compensation packages. 8,618, 238 voted against, and 18,752 abstained. While the 4 votes won, that's a pretty significant number of against votes. It suggests that a decent chunk of shareholders aren't happy with the current executive pay structure. It may indicate that shareholders think the executives are being happy with the current executive pay structure. It may indicate that shareholders think the executives are being over 4 votes won. That's a pretty significant number of against votes. It suggests that a decent chunk of shareholders aren't happy with the current executive pay structure. It may indicate that shareholders think the executives are being overpaid or that their pay isn't aligned with the company's performance. Then there was the vote on the equity compensation plan. 166,615 voted for it. 6,237, 237,228 voted against, and 17,664 abstained. Again, it passed, but there's still some opposition. This could mean that shareholders are concerned about the potential dilution of their shares, or that they don't believe the plan is fair or effective. Finally, shareholders ratified or approved the appointment of Deloitte and Touche as the company's independent auditors for the coming year. 99,666,139 voted in favour, 2,021 abstained. This is a pretty standard procedure, and it's important to have a good auditor to ensure the company's financials are accurate. So now let's put this all together and try to figure out what's really going on. DHC is in a sector, healthcare, that's generally considered stable because people always need healthcare, especially as the population ages. However, senior housing, which makes up a large part of DHC's portfolio, can be affected by economic conditions and local market factors. The shareholder vote on executive compensation is a bit of a red flag. While the proposal passed, the significant number of against votes shows there's some discontent among shareholders. The board should really take this seriously and consider making some changes to the executive pay structure to better align it with company performance and shareholder interests. The approval of the equity compensation plan is good for attracting and retaining talent, but the company needs to use it wisely. Overly generous equity grants can dilute shareholder value and reward executives even when the company isn't doing well. Overall, DHC seems to be in a decent position. They have a solid foothold in a growing industry, but they need to be mindful of shareholder concerns about executive compensation and make sure they're using their equity compensation plan effectively. So what do you think? Is DHC a buy, a hold, or a sell? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this analysis helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.